following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Hey everyone, and welcome to 50 Shades of Bullshit. I'm your host, Christine Lalonde, and this is the podcast where we uncover the truth about online dating. Now let's begin. Hi! How's everybody this week? I'm Christine, your host.
And I'm Gabby, your co-host.
And this is 50 Shades of Bullshit, where we talk about online dating, modern dating. We talk to people about their stories, and we talk to professionals each week or different weeks, and just dive into that crazy world of dating. We're so happy to see you back, Gabby.
Thank you.
Glad to be back.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
You went to Hawaii?
I did. I went to Hawaii. I went to 2 islands, Oahu and Maui.
Why are you not tan?
Because I was so proactive with wearing SPF 70 that I didn't get any color.
Oh my gosh.
But I didn't burn, and that's the important thing. I did relax, and it was gorgeous, and I spent lots of time with family and sun, surf, and sand. It was amazing.
I love your family. They're all so wonderful.
I agree.
You look gorgeous.
Oh, stop it. Keep going.
I know.
You as well, my dear.
I was so excited to know that you were going to be back this week because I couldn't wait to tell you what was going on. Last week was with Adele, was so awesome. Did you get a chance to listen to the show?
I did. She's amazing.
Isn't she awesome?
Truly, she's so knowledgeable and incredible, and such a good person. So I'm really happy that she was able to make it on the show, and hopefully we'll hear more from her.
Yeah, she's awesome. She had such a good time, and I loved having her. And I told her she has an open-ended, invitation to come and see us.
Oh, great. Okay.
So she's going to come on sometime when we have someone who's got this crazy issues with dating and not being able to go anywhere, and really get off the ground with their dating. She said she'll come on and do some little guest spots to kind of help people. Great. So I thought that was awesome.
Great. Yeah.
I know. So, I have literally been dying to hear about your dating story this week. What do you got for me?
Well, I'm pulling one out of the archives because it's kind of one that I always kind of resort back to when someone asks me, tell me a crazy dating story.
Yeah.
About two and a half years ago, I went on a first date with I think so. Yeah. I think it's, I do think
before
it's
before COVID.
Yes, it was definitely before COVID.
Okay.
A gentleman that was in the military, and he was he's a vet, and I met him for lunch, and we hit it off. We had a great time. Lunch turned into drinks, turned into playing pool and just talking for hours and hours. We were really, really excited for the second date.
Second date didn't happen?
No. Well, I invited him back to my apartment, and he was following me home.
All right. So we felt comfortable. That's good.
Yes. And we were about a half a block away from my apartment.
Okay.
And I stopped at a red light. Well, he thought I would go through it.
Through a red light?
Through a red light. And he slammed into the back of my car.
No way. Did I ever hear this story? I don't remember hearing the story.
I'm not so proud of it.
He hit you.
He hit the back of my car, and I got a witness statement. And since
you had to get a witness statement. He didn't just get out of his car.
Oh, he did. He did. Yeah, no, he got out we pulled over. He got out of his car. He's just like, oh my God, like, why didn't you go through that? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, red means stop. I learned that in preschool.
Red green. Rover, red. No, red light,
it's
green
like
light.
Green. Yeah, no, green means go. Red means yellow means wait, even if you're late, kind of stuff. Hello. He followed me back to my apartment. My car was sparking.
Your car was sparking?
Yeah. And I parked in my spot. He parked. We exchanged information and everything like that. He stayed the night, but when he got undressed,
so it was getting romantic. So it was
it was getting intimate. It was getting romantic. He literally, when he took off his pants, he literally detached a leg off. He didn't tell me that he was an amputee.
Oh,
you think there would have been something like, hey, like I was in the military, I got injured, like, and it wasn't like just above the knee, like it was like pretty high up on his leg. So like he literally like detached his leg off.
But he didn't tell you in advance. I mean, because I don't care if someone's an amputee. That's,
right. But it was just more like shock factor for me. Like, whoa, not expecting that turn of events.
Look, that's a big disclosure someone should give you.
I mean, yeah, if you are, then fine. But
yeah.
Well, the next day I called his insurance and his insurance had lapsed. So he's like, I'm like, yeah. So he's like, well, I'll just pay out of pocket. Like, we don't have to go through insurance. And I was like, oh, hell no. So I went through my insurance.
Okay.
And they went after him. They totaled my car. And during this, I was in nursing school. I needed a car. I was stressed out. My car was paid off. I was ready to drive it into the ground.
Wait a minute. He hit you so hard that your car was totaled.
Yes, from behind.
Was anything wrong with his?
It was the bumper, and I mean there was some damage to the front of his car.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So he's like, can we go on a second date? And I was like, that's a negative, Batman. And he goes, did you give them my information? I was like, hell yeah, I did. They're coming after you.
Oh my God.
So I had to lease a car like right away. And I got because I now live in where it snows,
the Midwest,
in Milwaukee. I got an all-wheel drive vehicle.
Okay.
To lease. And I know that it was 2.5 years ago because my lease is up in 6 months. So like, that's how like I know that when it happened.
Nice.
But I can't get, I mean.
People who don't disclose, things like that, I think that's a really big deal. I mean, disclosing that you have a physical, situation. I don't know what to call it. I hate calling it a handicap.
It wouldn't have deterred me at all.
No.
I mean, I really felt a connection with him. I really liked him.
Yeah.
We had a really great time together, and it was progressing naturally. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I'm a grown up. He's a grown up. If I want him to come back to my apartment, that's no one's.
Yeah, that's your prerogative. More power to you.
No one's, business. But yeah, I had to get a new car out of the first date.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable. Nice. Unbelievable. But I'm dying. I haven't talked to you, so I need to know what the heck's going on with your dating now.
Well, personally, I haven't really been on a date in the last couple of weeks. But something did come up. I got a call from somebody who's a blast from the past. So mine's kind of a backstory too. He reached out to me. He was like, "Oh, I haven't heard from you in a while." And I was like, there's a very good reason why you haven't. So this is someone I dated for a little bit.
Okay.
Oh gosh, it was pre-COVID. So mine's a backstory, a couple of years too. He's a really great guy, super attractive, really has professional life under control. He's a divorced dad, so he lives in like a studio garage apartment in the same neighborhood as his kids, which I totally get. That's a great dad. He was a lot of fun. We had a great first date. We went to drinks. Second date, we went to dinner and had drinks again, and it was a lot of fun. And getting to know him over that course of time was really good. I thought we communicated pretty well. He's a very good communicator, sorta. So our third date, he asked if I'd like to come back to his place and watch a movie, Netflix and chill shit, and get some pizza. He said he was starving, and I was like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I felt comfortable with him enough, and we had already discussed that we were going to wait a little bit before we had sex, and then we kind of knew that this was going to be the night. So I, thought that we had talked enough about it to, understand where we both were. But we got there and we had some pizza and we started to watch the movie, and that shit just never pans out. So girls, never pick a movie you want to watch, because you'll
Agreed.
never get to watch the goddamn thing. So I go into the bathroom, and it's a studio. So his bed is directly across from the bathroom door. And I open the door, and he's butt ass naked on the bed. So I'm like, okay, we're doing this now. So, okay. So
Okay.
I'm having flashbacks, and
Right?
it's hurting my brain. Okay, so I get naked, and we're kind of fooling around, and I love massage. It's my thing. It's my kryptonite. Everybody who knows me knows that if you massage me, you're probably gonna get
You're
lucky.
getting anything you want.
So he's got me face down, and he's massaging my back and my neck, and it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna get good. So he whispers in my ear, what is something that is, what do you say? Fetish, I think he said, that
Okay.
you like. Not fetish, kinky. What's something kinky that you like? And I'm never going to go into, real good shit until I'm dating you and know I'm in a relationship with you. So I kept it pretty tame. And I was
Okay.
like, I'm kind of like a little bondage and maybe a little blindfold. That's a little hot, right? That's hot, right? So before I can finish the breath, this shit was connected to his mattress somehow under. And I'm kid you not, it happened in a flash. My left arm was like, he pulls this thing out and he cuffed my wrist with this fabric stuff that's connected to like something that's connected to the other side. And my right arm is now cuffed. And before I know it, he's got both of my legs cuffed.
Holy shit.
I'm completely bondage.
Hello. Okay. So what
And I was
happened?
like, I literally didn't have a second to breathe. And I literally thought I'm going to die. I literally thought this is it. He's not going to let me go. He's not going to let me go. And he's going to do things that I'm not okay with, because I literally panicked. I started to panic, and I don't panic when I'm doing that kind of bondage with
Right.
somebody I care about. But
Trust is built. You yeah.
I thought I knew him, but not enough, obviously. So I'm like, and I can't get any words out. And I, whoop, on goes the blindfold. In my brain, I literally thought, put the lotion in the basket. I thought, I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna die. And I was thinking, calm down, just calm down. Nothing's happened yet. He didn't even have a hard on yet. He didn't. And I was like, why isn't he excited? Because this is like, if he's got this shit pre-ready without knowledge that I like it, then this is something that turns him on. And I'm like, okay, just stay calm. Okay, so he's kind of pressed into my backside. He's grinding against my booty.
Wait, so are you face down?
Because remember, he was massaging my neck.
Oh yes.
He's just kind of pressing into my backside, and I was like, dude, and I wasn't getting much out. And then he starts, something was happening. Something was happening, and my brain was so fixated on trying to figure out what the fuck was happening that I couldn't think about what was happening to me, because nothing was happening to me. He was just kind of there, but he was doing something. And my brain wasn't getting there. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm not doing this anymore. So I said, safe word is let me the fuck up. And he
Good
goes,
for you.
what? I go, safe word is let me the fuck go. Get me out of this. I need to get me out. So he undoes it. And I got up and went straight into the bathroom because my heart is pounding. I can't even talk to him. So I'm in the bathroom and I'm kind of freaking out. And I'm like, okay, all I'm going to do is just go out and get dressed and leave. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So I open the door. He's face down with a full-on dildo in his bum. That is what he was doing. He was doing himself with a dildo. Full-on doing himself with a dildo. And I just looked and I was like, what the fuck? That's what he was doing. He was fucking himself with his own dildo while behind me. It was the most bizarre thing. Now look, if that's your thing, I don't judge you for it. I really don't judge you for it. There are
But
women
when you
out
have
there,
a woman in your bed,
right?
first time you're having sex, you
Yes.
usually don't pull out the toys on the first time you play with someone.
Right. So here's the thing. My thought is you should have this conversation prior to find out if this is something that the girl wants. And
Agreed.
there are plenty of women out there who enjoy doing this. I'm cool with that. I'm not cool with me doing it. I'm not, it's not my thing. You know, maybe if I'm in a relationship and my guy that I'm madly in love with says, hey, I kind of think that's hot, you know, dominate me, I might give it a try. But I don't know because I wasn't given that choice. So I quickly start getting dressed. And he's like, where are you going? I go, I have to go. I got to let my dog out. I got to get out of here. I got to go. He's like,
I gotta break out of Dodge. What the hell?
He's like, I know nothing's happened yet. And I'm in my mind going, oh, thank God, nothing. I did not have sex with this guy. And I was like, I got to get out of here. So I got dressed and he as he gets up and dude, he pulls this thing out and he opens this silver like spy case, you know, like they have in the movies. It's all silver. It's like a
Yeah,
big,
like a briefcase.
Yeah, and he puts his toy in it. And he's like, so look here, I've got one that straps on. You can do it to me next time. And I'm thinking, dude, you are never going to motherfucking see me again. And he walked me out and he's like, oh, that was fun, but we didn't get to finish. Please come back and see me again soon. I was like, oh, hell no. So the reason why I'm thinking about this story is because he called me this week out of the blue, 2 years. And I'm like, dude, who are you? So I just kind of let him know it wasn't my thing. I don't begrudge him his thing. I don't, you know, but I said, you know, next time you need to communicate. Next time, give a girl a heads up. Give her the choice. I did not have a choice. I was asked what my kink was.
Mhm.
And before I could say, you can do that to me, he did it to me. So I felt violated and I felt like the trust was, you know, completely not there and I was terrified. So yeah, thank God he let me go. But nothing was going to happen anyway. He only got off on himself. So, which he didn't even while I was there. You know.
I'm just trying to. You can't make this shit up.
No, I can't write this if I tried.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I would never have written that like, oh, she, like a screenplay, like, oh, she, runs to the bathroom, comes out, and there's a dildo up his ass.
It's crazy shit. Crazy.
Okay, like a part of me kind of wants to know, was it a big dildo? Was it a small dildo?
It was like an average 7. Yeah, that babe had it all the way in. He was a pro.
7-inch
His booty
dildo up his...
was prepared for that. That shit was not new.
And you said he wasn't hard when you...
No, not at all. Nope, he's definitely an ass play kind of guy. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you one little thing that he said to me that was hilarious. This is hilarious. So he says to me, so do you think that you would lick my bum? He didn't say it that way. He said, would you lick my asshole? And I said, actually, a really good friend of mine told me that if I really wanted a guy to fall in love with me, that I should lick his butthole. This is my friend Jesse. He was always saying, if you lick a guy's butthole, he will fall in love with you forever. So when this dude asked me if I would lick his bumhole, I said, actually, my friend said that if I licked a guy's bumhole, that he would fall in love with me forever. And I have to say, I'm not prepared with that with you. I told her I wasn't prepared.
That's the magic button to make a man fall in love with you?
I may never.
Well, I guess I'm getting a few more cats.
I know. I can't. Anyway, moving on. So we have a special guest today. Maybe because of these effing dating sites that we're on, if we tried a different way, maybe something would come out of it that we weren't finding all these crazy lunatics. So we have a special guest today. Her name is Priyanka, and she's an award-winning media professional. She is turned entrepreneur who wanted to solve a personal problem for herself, and she set out on an extensive research and customer discovery. She is counted amongst the top 50 content marketing and top 50 digital marketing leaders in India. How fucking cool is that? She has won several awards, and her television shows have been #1 for years. She's so freaking cool, and she's gorgeous. She is a single mom, and she has launched her dating app called Sparkles Dating here in the US, and she plans to take it global very soon. She's moved in the middle of the pandemic. She moved in the middle of the pandemic, which it was hard enough dealing with everything. Right? But her story and journey really speaks of strength and commitment and a vision to help singles all around the world, but really starting here in America. She is a badass. She's a boss lady. We have Priyanka with us today. Welcome, Priyanka.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, you are welcome. We love having you. How are you?
I'm in Virginia right now.
Oh gosh, you look gorgeous.
It is.
So tell us about your discovery of who you are in the dating field and how you got started.
Oh my God. I was listening to your stories, and I think I should ask both of you. Your stories are amazing. I don't know why I didn't meet you guys when I was doing my research, but I'm totally convinced. Yeah, I think, I'm totally convinced that all of us need some sort of redeeming, all of us, men, women, all genders. So,
yes.
I think apart from the fact that there are crazy stories, I think there's a lot of brokenness and despair and a lot of heartbreak. And I saw that during the process of my research, and it was really, really sad. So then I decided that, okay, I think we should give this a shot. It's a big risk, but I'm hoping that this will impact the behavioral change in years to come.
So tell us about your dating site and kind of what sets it apart from, the mainstream ones that are out there right now.
Swipe right. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Did you download it?
I will be.
Right?
You did?
I will be.
Oh, you will be. Great. Okay,
oh, yes, I will be.
You must tell me about your experiences on it, because I'm hearing some great stuff now. We've had someone writing in today saying that they love what we're doing. And
that's great.
and people have begun to realize that time is so precious, and
Yes.
that we need to invest our energy only in the right person, because then you're not going to be suffering from cognitive overload, which I've seen a lot of people suffer from, and that is not out of choice, right? Uh, so what Sparkles does is basically we're saying we don't care about the 100 questions you answer on other dating apps. We just
Okay.
want you to tell us what is it that you really, really want? What is it that you are really looking for? And the kind of partner preferences, and then the kind of experiences you would like to have with that partner. So we call it moods because we don't want it to be so serious. While it is, dating is serious business, and also very wealthy business. But the idea is that we need to date with intent, and that's what we want everyone to do. And
Yeah.
so, and then of course, so we call it moods, and we've got 8 different moods on the app to select from, and they range from meet someone sexy to meeting someone for romance. Yeah,
Oh, I
okay, and
see.
then for a long-term relationship, and hold your breath. There's also something called wild and kinky experiences, and
Which my dude
Christine.
been on.
yeah, I mean that's important too because
It
a lot of
is.
people probably just want that. So,
Right.
uh, and then we've got something called in an open relationship, going with the
Okay.
flow, which which personally I don't think people should, but yes, so going with the flow. And we've got something called holiday for people who literally break up now. Statistics show a lot of breakups
Yeah.
happen around December 11th,
Yeah.
and people are pretty much alone during Christmas and New Year. So yes, we've got something called a holiday, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, and we've also got something called meeting up for an activity, which is for people with partners, but whose partners do not share similar interests, and so they can get onto the app and meet other people. And of course, they don't have to start dating other people. This is just to meet
Creating a
for
friendship.
experiences. Yeah. So the idea is that date with intention, have clarity on what you're looking for. That's all we're asking. And then the kind of partner preferences, because if you
Yeah.
want something casual, your benchmark of a partner is going to be different from if you're wanting something long term.
Yeah, I find with other sites,
Yeah,
they all are grouped, we're all grouped in together. And sometimes we're categorized by, male and women, men and men, women and women, and then sometimes age or distance,
yeah,
which means nothing to me.
yeah.
I like that yours is intended for people who want to know if they are like-minded people, and they're called moods. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, so while we obviously look at distance, but what we've done is we've allowed people to see their matches from 0 to 10,000 miles away, and we don't want them to pay for it like they have to in other apps. And it's free to use, so users can get onto the app. The onboarding process is fairly fast. As opposed to the other apps, we're also pretty inclusive. We have 49 different genders and 10 sexual orientations from day one.
Wow.
And that is why
That's
during my
fantastic.
research, I had to sometimes change my orientation and meet people of different genders to understand what they go through, because I wanted this to be inclusive from day one. And then, of course,
Nice.
people can buy experiences on the app at discounted prices, and then we offer them a compatibility score and a predictive score. So that kind of helps, right? We leverage technology to
Oh,
help
wow.
people, assist them, and then, of course, offer dating advice, which everyone needs.
Oh, so
And
this has dating advice as well as getting you
yes,
matched with the right person on
yes.
kind of compatibility and where you're looking to be with somebody.
Yeah. So how
Oh,
this works is that once people identify their moods, which comprises of partner preferences and the experiences they want to go for, and so
okay.
they see people on their feed, and what they see is basically a picture of the person, the bio,
Okay.
and a compatibility score. So the other person doesn't know what I want, and I don't know what they want, but I know what I want. So then I'll know that we're compatible by X percentage, and then I'm equipped with that information along with the fact that I see their pictures and I see their bio. So I am not swiping only on appearances. We are prioritizing over appearances based
Okay.
swiping as well. That's extremely important, right? And then we say,
Mhm.
don't just hit the bar, don't just hit a coffee shop, but have different experiences with your partner. And then that helps when in relationship building. It also tells you more about your partner.
So are you saying that there are like options for you guys to actually do stuff like go for a bike ride, go for a hike, go bowling, things like that? Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, so there are options, yes, and each mood has different experiences. So
Nice.
again, everything stems from the fact that for a long-term relationship, you'd want different experiences with your partner. We
Yeah.
also have something called a kink level because you want to know that, right, when you're with someone. So and even
The
for a
guy I
long-term
knew
relationship,
did.
yeah, and so when they see the compatibility score, they are now empowered with 4 swipes. So they have
Okay.
1 swipe for romance, which is a right swipe, top for friendships. If they don't like what the person looks like, then they can just start off with friendship. And then they have something called a hookup. So if somebody wants something casual, they can just swipe bottom. And of course, a left swipe if they don't like the person. We have a rewind swipe, which is free of cost, which they have to pay for on other apps. And then and then they start swiping. We call it sparkling because we want to change that whole thing about swiping because there's a negative connotation to that.
Yeah. So you're going to sparkle different ways.
Yes.
So if I want to be if I want to do like a quickie, it's a different then it's a different sparkle than someone I want to do a longie.
Yes. Absolutely.
I have a question for you. Now, do you have a verification process to prove that they are people and not scammers? Because I've even bought Match and I've got a scammer.
Oh,
I've had scammers on every app that I've had.
Everyone.
Mm-hmm. Every single app, paid and free.
So, I shouldn't be saying this. We're not competing with the biggies, but they've been doing this a whole lot. There's a lot of gamification. So you can literally at one night swipe over 200 people. I'm sitting here. I will probably be able to swipe for 300, 400 people in one night, one evening, or whenever I want. And so we want to do away with that. We're not in the numbers game. We want to make users' problems go away. And so we feel that, yes, the verification process is extremely important. When people want to go on a date, we are going to offer that. We partner with someone, and so we will offer that verification. So for sure you're meeting a human being out there.
So you're vetting them?
Yeah. And then, of course, the fact that the experiences are paid for, right? So we've accounted for the fact that finances are a big deal in dating. So people can share the experiences with each other. They can split the cost and buy it, or one person can buy it. So when that happens, there's less likeliness of ghosting to happen. And so to answer your question, most of the apps basically do a verification. I can click a picture on my phone and upload it, and that's it. It's verified. We're going to get into deeper digital identities soon, say about another couple of months.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. The whole catfishing and scamming situation is what is really exhausting. I speak to singles all the time, and I speak to, guys and girls, and they all say that is a really big problem with dating apps, and it's what deters a lot of people. So where are you really based right now? Where are you currently having people on the site? Is there certain cities? Is there certain areas?
We are, so there are a lot of things that happen when data starts coming in, right? We were intending to launch city by city. We will do that soon. But what we're getting now is people are logging in from different parts of the US. We've also had to open up the app to other countries because of users writing in saying, why don't we get it? Why is it only there for America? And so, we restricted it for India as well. We've opened that up now. So what we're seeing is a lot of people across cities on the East Coast, West Coast. We're getting a lot of users from the Midwest. You get a lot of people from California and New York. And and that's where you see a lot of singles, right? So people are bound to log in. And then we've got a lot of users from Toronto. A lot of them from
Canada.
Yeah, a lot of them from Berlin and the Netherlands. So I've had a friend who matched with someone in the Netherlands, and he's really excited about meeting her soon. So I'm like, okay, let's hope the third COVID wave doesn't kind of, be a party pooper here.
Now, Priyanka, when did you launch this? Like, how long has this been in the works, and how long has it been live? And also, what are some success stories that you've had? Like, I mean, it sounds amazing. And I'm kind of like upset I didn't know about this sooner, to be quite honest.
Yeah. So we actually kind of went live in March this year, but we didn't talk about it to anyone because we were testing. And
Okay.
we tested we were testing with different alumni groups. So we tested with Stanford, Columbia, and a whole lot of people in Mumbai, in Europe, and in the US. So we had about 25,000 users testing the app before we kind of, we did that.
Wow.
I am very,
Fabulous.
very important for me to kind of do that. And so we kind of started talking to people when a campus is. That was what people tell us to do, right? As a startup founder, you're often told do things that don't scale. So I
Yeah.
went to campuses here in DC, Virginia, and in New York. Spoke to students. I mean, initially we never really made the app for 20-year-olds, but when I was testing, I had people snatching my phone and saying, "Hey, we won this." So the wild and kinky was also incorporated for them and for 50 plus. So
Okay.
yes, that was an exciting pivot that we did, and so we went live, and then we've done some partnerships now. In the last 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, we've seen a lot of growth to the extent of about 211%.
Wow.
And then we're really,
Wow.
between last night and today, I've seen about 100, 150 odd people getting in. So
Wow, that's great.
that's
So,
also thanks to the dating coaches we've partnered with, because we are offering dating and relationship advice on the app.
which is awesome.
Apart from the fact that we're building a community, which is to say, what happens on other apps is that when people have a bad experience, they kind of bounce off. On an average, people have 3 apps on their phone and they use 2 religiously. And then if they have a bad experience in one, they'll probably bounce off or get onto the other one or just stay off dating for a while. So we feel that it's important to build a community where users can
I
advise
love
each
that.
other. Yeah, and then they have different experiences. So when people have different experiences in their relationships, they're likely to sort of connect with others and offer
Yep.
healing advice and all of that. So that is where also users will earn while they date.
You are absolutely describing my dating like online life. It's I have a bad experience and I sign off of all of them and I need some time and then I always crawl back.
Yeah, I mean you can get onto the app and people can
Yeah.
actually pay you for advice.
Yeah, no, we're ready.
Right? Where do I sign?
Yeah, get
Right?
onto the
So
app.
so is
What
the app
demographic? Like, I'm sorry, with Christine, like age.
yeah.
You mentioned like 50 and above, and then 20-year-olds. Is there a specific age group that this is more focused towards?
We actually wanted to make this only for 30 and 40-year-olds.
Okay.
But now I've been saying, I think that's the age group when you really know what you want, right? In your 40s, when you're 40, 45, you know what you
Yeah.
want, you've been there, done that, and then,
Yeah.
you can then accordingly sort of get off to a second start. So that was what the app originally was for, but we are
Okay.
now seeing a lot of 20-year-olds on the app. This morning I was counting, I was going through it, and I was, quite astounded to see that we've got 30, 40, 50, and 20-year-olds.
Well, everybody's dating in every
Everyone's
age.
dating.
I
Yeah.
mean, if
So
you go back and listen to one of our or watch one of our first episodes, we have Sandy, who's
Oh my God, love her.
a mature dater, a senior dater, and
yeah.
she is so spectacular. So everybody's looking for love in different age groups,
Mhm.
or looking for something in different age groups.
Yep,
Yeah.
looking for
So,
something.
is the
Yeah.
app currently free or is there costs involved? What's the deal with this app?
Sorry, you were buffering. I didn't get that.
Oh, sure. So is the app currently free or is it a membership? So what happens with when you join the app?
No, so it's on the App Store and then free to use, free to download. We
Oh,
are
cool.
not getting users to pay right now. All they do is buy experiences for themselves at discounted deals, and that is something they do for
Oh,
themselves. So yeah,
cool.
and when we get to the stage where we will monetize, that would be only for verification. When we provide somebody verification for the dates that they're going out on, or with someone that they're going out with, and they want to
Great.
know if that person
Love
is
that.
yeah, so that is something that we'll do. But I have no intentions of charging users and telling them, hey, pay us $20, $30 and see who liked you or swipe into another geography,
Ugh,
or yeah, we're not
those are
doing all of
annoying.
that. No, I
It's
think
so enlightening.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we want to make users' problems go away. So I think that is not, I would like to build trust. I wouldn't want this. I would want them to
Yeah.
trust the fact that we're here to make their problems go away. And so, definitely make it free to use for them. So they're doing something, which is that they're buying an experience, they're out having shared experiences, and then they get a predictive score. So it's something they're doing for themselves, right? It's not, um, I'm not here to scam them.
Great. So you started this all on your own? Is that what happened? Or do you
Yeah,
have a
well,
partner, or do you have people who have invested? What's the deal with that?
yeah, well, my family and a friend invested in it, and so
Okay.
my family is literally my angel investor. And
Oh,
uh, I started this basically when I was studying at Columbia Business School, and then I was talking to my friends. We had a campus, we had an app in campus which is called Pick Me Up, and so we would yeah, it was really funny.
that's
And
cool.
so I spoke to my batchmates, and I was telling them about my experiences. They told me about theirs, and then I found a lot of support, and we started working on it together. And then, gradually everybody kind of decided that they didn't have the time because they were in full-time jobs, and it was taking a little long to build. But my first few prototypes were built in Mexico City with my batchmates, tested there, tested in the US with users in Europe and Asia. So yeah, I had support.
I
Right
love
now, I've
that.
got a team that supports me. I've got a great CDO. I don't think I would have been able to do it without his help in the
Oh,
technology front. Yeah.
power to the woman. I love a boss lady. I love that. So we have about 5 minutes left with you. I cannot believe how time flies on this show. It boggles my brain. But we have about 5 minutes left with you. And if there's anything else specifically you want to chat about, but before we go, I want to hear a quick, like, crazy little story of yours, since Gabby and I went nuts Ola today on our dating stories. If you have one to share, I would love to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, what would you both want in your ideal dating app?
I want someone to tell me the truth. I want someone to be who they say they are. I want someone to not come to me and say, "Hey, I'm just looking for casual. You cool with that?" Well, no, actually, I'm not cool with that, because it says in my freaking profile that I am looking to possibly in a relationship. And for me, a lot of men, I think, when they talk to me, think that by me saying I want a relationship, that it means that the second I meet them, we're in a relationship. And that's not true. It's just I'm open to the possibility, but I don't want to start out with flat out, just
Something
nothing,
casual.
like casual.
Yeah.
So I just want people to be who they say they are. I want people to not lie to me to get me into bed. Um, you know,
Yeah.
I want
And
and I want experiences, like, big time. I'd rather go horseback riding than just sit around and, do nothing.
yeah, I completely agree with you, and that is why we put this whole thing about dating with intention. So it's like, tell
That's
us
great.
what you want and then stick to it. I once dated a Harvard doctor, and that story is really crazy. So we were dating on and off, and he was also dating someone else within the same circle, and
In the same circle.
yeah, in the same circle. And then he told her that he liked me. And so she kind of set a detective on us, and we were out at a coffee shop once, and then we came over to my place, and then the detective kind of followed us. It was crazy, okay. And the next day, she reaches out to me, and I kind of figured that something is going on because they knew each other, and it was really awful because she was in a relationship with him for years, and he promised her a marriage, and then he kind of just told her that he liked me. I think that was really heartbreaking. I wouldn't do that to anyone.
Oh,
He's really awful. And then so she went through this whole phase when she threatened to commit suicide in front of his kid, and
oh
yeah, that was really
no.
stressful. Yes. And then he started and so, of course, I told him to go start his life. What he does is he goes
Wow.
to another woman and he starts dating her. And then he tells her
Oh,
that he likes
wow.
me. So I have all of these exes, his exes coming back and reaching out to me and wanting to meet me. So it was pretty much a
Oh,
mind fuck
wow.
for everyone. So people do these things all the time. It's quite crazy. And then we get
Wow,
stopped.
it is.
Yeah, you can date someone for a year and a half, 2 years, and you won't know what they want.
You don't,
Yeah.
you really
Yeah.
don't know people
Yeah.
until you spend
Yeah.
a lot of time with them.
And therefore, we feel that people are who they are and they will do what they want to do. So, therefore, give them these moods, make them private so it's not displayed on their profile. So, people are
Yeah,
more likely to be honest when they know they're not being judged.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean,
I
why
love
not
that.
dignify what they want? So, they match with those who want the same things as them instead of those incorrectly paired matches that is happening on most other apps.
Yeah,
Gabby, what would your ideal dating app be?
I think transparency. I think, clear intentions, like, honest intentions. Like, Christina said in previous shows, I had a guy that
Mm.
told me that, he wanted to have kids with the right person.
Yeah.
And I want children, and I'm in my mid to late 30s, and, we dated and we slept together. And then 8 hours later, he tells me that he feels he needs to be upfront with me, and he doesn't want kids. He's going to have a vasectomy this year. It says on my profile, I've made it quite clear. I asked your intentions, like, please transparent, be honest.
Wow.
I've done the dating thing. I've done, this is not my first rodeo, like dating. I've done it and I'm tired and I want one person.
Wow.
And I want someone that's genuinely interested in getting to know me, not wanting to get in my pants after one date.
Okay. I hope you find that on Sparkles because that's what we want to do. I moderate a couple of Facebook groups with over 300,000 members. So I talk to users every single day. And there are stories which are so insane and heartbreaking that after a while I have to log off because I need to kind of
Too much.
recalibrate because there's so much lies, there's scamming, there's catfishing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, a whole lot of that.
Weird stuff. I mean, literally after when I moved to Milwaukee, one of my first, I want to say it's like what Christine, like 3 months, 6 months later, 3 months later, the guy was so weird. I hadn't even met this man yet.
Yeah.
And he texted me while I was at work and he goes, man, I really need to get pegged right now. And I was like, that's not something I'm going to help you with. And he goes, oh, don't worry. I have a friend that's coming over. I was like, so you're gay? And he goes, no, I'm not gay. I'm like, so you're bisexual? He goes, no, I'm straight. I'm like, the next day, Priyanka, he sends me a video with him and another man naked on a couch, jerking each other off.
Whoa.
I went the next day to the Humane Society and I rescued my cat. I'm a dog person. I've never had a cat in my entire life, never been around them. I always thought I was allergic.
Wow. I'm so sorry.
It's crazy. Yeah. Well, we're really excited about your app. If you want to give a quick, on our screen there, you're going to see it's apps.apple.com/in/app/sparkles-dating/ID15509278858 for those who are just listening. But if you, I'm going to also in the show notes have our producer put in the information on how to find you, not only on Instagram and Twitter, on Facebook, and the actual app themselves. And we're so honored to have had you today. I think that this is just a really outstanding thing that that there's somebody out there who actually cares. So thank you for being here today.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Gabby,
Thank you. Before we go, I must tell you that we will also offer our users to be a part owners of Sparkle. So we will go in for crowdfunding soon. Yeah,
wow.
So that information will be up on our site, that's sparklesdating.com, and also on our social handles when we go live. So
that's
people who like it can partner with us. They can own the app as well.
Awesome. Well, if you liked our show today, please like us, follow us, go watch us on the Facebook app or the website app. And that's K4HD Radio on Facebook and online. Please send us your dating stories or requests to be on the show at our email address, which is 50 shades of bullshit with SHYT at gmail.com, because Gmail won't let us say shit. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here today. To our listeners, thank you for hanging out with us and all your support. Please come back next week. Next week, we're going to talk to people who are married or in long-term relationships who found themselves from dating apps, which is so exciting for the holidays. So come back to us next week, same time, same place. And until then, keep it real. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with your friends, like and follow us on Instagram at 50 Shades of _bullshit and Facebook at 50 Shades of Bullshit. Thanks so much for listening, and we really hope to see you again next week.